Well, guys, we're back. We've gone through some rather significant changes in the past 6-7 months, which is a big part of the reason why I haven't been putting any videos out in a while. I'll get right to it. We moved. We are no longer in the beautiful state of Connecticut. We decided to just change things up a bit, and we are currently in the great state of Ohio, and that's where we plan on setting our roots and growing on here. Currently looking for some land. We're staying with some friends right now, and that's been a real blessing. And we are looking for some land, looking for a house, and hoping to start anew. I think at my age, I got one more project left in me, one more big one, and that's the goal. But for now, we're in Ohio. And it didn't take long before the wife went home back to Connecticut to visit the grandkids.
Go, go, Hunter, go.
And it also didn't take long before we were introduced to the ditch. I've often heard people talk about, oh, you got stuck in the ditch, well. Yeah, we got introduced to the ditch. Apparently they don't believe in sewers here in Ohio. They just dig trenches along the side of the road and put a little gravel in them, and that's their sewer system. And so now we are not only shopping for a new house and a new property, we are also shopping for a new car. So that's our current situation, and now that that's all over and done with, let's get back to growing. Now it just so happens that the place where we're staying, they've got a rather young orchard they've been working on here for a couple of years now, planting trees here and there, and it's starting to come along, and opportunity to come out here and just start assessing the orchard. And one of the things that I found is one of the mistakes I feel that was made here when they planted the trees is probably one of the most common mistakes that I see, hands down. I see this all the time. I see this with homeowners planting trees. I see this with professionals planting trees, and kind of show you what I'm talking about. So right off the bat, one of the things that I noticed is that it seems as though a lot of these trees have been planted too deep. Either that, or they were planted at the right grade and maybe settled. That can happen too. But either way, this is one of the things that we're definitely going to want to address. Alright, so this is kind of what I'm talking about with trees being planted too deep. I'm seeing this on a lot of these trees. You can see the grade is way down here, and the root flare is probably even a little bit lower, and then it lifts way up. This grade up here is up into here somewhere. So a lot of these trees, we're going to open these up, and we're going to save all that. There's a lot of wood chips and chicken manure and grass clippings and such in here that we want to save. That's all good stuff. But what I want to do is I want to get in here, and we're going to cut around here, pull some of the grass out, lower the grade a little bit, and on a lot of these we're going to cut like a swale in here, because what's happening is the water sits in there. It builds up in these holes and it just sits in there, and because we have a clay soil, a lot of times it'll sit there for a couple of days, and I don't like all that water building up against the trunk and just saturating that trunk with water. So we're just going to start going through all these trees and kind of assessing the grade on them and adjusting what we need to adjust.
Vale, mariachi!
This is why I like to always be able to see my trees. If you look right here, we actually have a bit of a girdling root in here. I talked to you about girdling roots before, didn't I, Adam? Didn't we find that on another tree?
I don't recall. But
where the root wraps around the trunk a little bit?
Oh yeah, yep.
Okay, this right here is the beginnings of what we call a girdling root. This root starts here and it's kind of coming down and curving down into here. And what's going to happen is this root is going to grow and this trunk is going to grow and they're going to grow into each other, and that can be very problematic down the road. So I'm glad we opened this up. Now we can get in here and we'll actually cut this root right out of here, which, you know, it's not great for the tree, but it's better than a girdling root situation. So we're going to have to grab a saw and get that cleaned up, and then we're going to cut this out, open it up, and clean this whole thing up so that all this can dry out and be at a proper level and have some good drainage. That's another thing I'm going to have to look into here, because Adam has got a fruit cocktail of an orchard. He's got pluots and apritines and what do you got? Nectarine somethings and
apriums. Blueberries.
Yeah, blueberries. What else you got? Blueberries, raspberries.
Yeah, plums, apples, figs. Lots of figs.
Figs, yeah.
Yeah, blueberries, raspberries, grapes.
Yeah. So we're growing a fruit cocktail over here. And some of these things I'm going to have to look into. I'm assuming all of these pluots and all the, I'm assuming you would handle them typically the way you would handle a stone fruit, because they're all in that family. But I'm going to have to actually do a little research, because that's one area that I've never really dealt with. Are these crazy hybrids. You know, I'm going to have to look into that and figure them out.
Persimmons.
Persimmon, that's another one. Persimmon. I've never grown persimmon. We're getting ready to actually plant a persimmon, a small whip, and we'll do a video about that too, so that we can plant it so that we hopefully don't run into this again. Alright, so we got this all cleaned up. We lowered the grid a couple inches out. Make sure it's at the right height. We put our little swale, our little dimple in here, so that any excess water can come down and get out of here. So now we just got to do that like 45 more times. We'll be good. And now that these trees are starting to leaf out, we're going to give them a good shot of copper, a nice organic general purpose fungicide, bactericide. I know he's had some issues with, at least with leaf curl here in the past, and maybe a few other things as well. So we're going to give them a quick spray to get them off to a good start, and then keep moving on with getting those grades set and addressing all the other things. So that's our story. That's where we're at. We are out here in Ohio making a new start at things, and hopefully find a house, find some property, start my own orchard, and just keep carrying on. Thanks for watching.